it to be better defensively, it has to start with your best players.
For sure.
They have to show. They can't say, don't do what I do. Do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it doesn't work. Then now we're into Team A and Team B
so
again.
I'm 100% on your page. I just looking through numbers and watching all this. Like, to me, Tavares, he's their best forward in terms of like goals against this year in his minutes out there. He's done a good job all over the rink.
Yeah.
I don't think that pretty much everyone else has been any good. And Austin Matthews, who I wrote about today, is such a topic right now where everyone you talk to goes, what do you think's wrong with him? No one says, do you think he's the same player? Everyone says, what do you think it is that's off? And so he's one of those guys, Kip. There's a GIF in my article today of him standing behind the net while his two teammates dig in the corner instead of going up high, which I'll show you off the air. It's just like, it has to come from him. He's the captain. He's the leader. He's the guy. And then I've got some other stats in there about how he's fallen off too.
You're not wrong, and he would be at the top of my list of asking players, the good players, to lead defensively, to lead the effort defensively. But nobody blows zones. Everybody has to do their job to get the puck out of our zone first. After that, I'm not worried about it. But today at practice, I need you guys to lead the charge of better defensive hockey because they'll follow you. You're still supposed to be the leaders. They will follow you. That's the ask today.
And for Willie and John, they've got nice cushions on their stats. Now, please just keep it out of our net as priority.
Thank
1A.
you. Thank you. I don't think it'll ever be a problem. They're so gifted, those guys.
Can I ask you, though, like, they're going to start that in year?
Yeah. Your point's really good here.
It's like, listen, I want them to, and they probably should realize that they need to, but those are two very different things than getting it to happen.
But Craig Berube and Brett Treliving have not been in here all 10 years of their careers. So it's not too late for them to ask because they're still fairly fresh on this.
There was also a lot of talk for years that it was like, oh, they got a contract coming up. They need a contract or what. These guys are under contract. They're not playing for money. They're not playing for legacy. They've got lots of both at this point. It should be really easy to sell them on defense.
Oh, I disagree. I think they're playing for legacy here. They will be regarded as the biggest disappointments in Leaf history.
If they don't win.
If they don't find a way to turn this thing around and compete this season.
Yeah. I want to ask you about Matthews. I wasn't done on that.
Yeah.
So just because he's still the same smart, slick kind of player, right? Like he made a great play against Carolina, goes to the back door. He knows where to go. He almost chipped another one in.
Yeah.
But, Bunk in our post-game show, I did Leafs Talk on Saturday night, was like, has he just lost his fastball? Does he just not? And he's not even talking about just the shot, but like he doesn't dominate physically like he does. So I went, NHL Edge has stats that go back to 21-22. His hardest shot by year, 96, 94, 91, 90, 86 this year. So 5 straight years it's gone down. This is the first year. His skating speed, the top one, is below 50th percentile. And then time in offensive zone. So 99th percentile is tops. 99th, 96th, 65th, 62nd, below 50th this year. Like he has just lost the ability to drive a line.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's injury. I don't know if it's how he takes care of himself off the ice. I don't know if it's... Go ahead and list all the reasons. The coaches or whatever.
Lack of Marner.
Like, whatever your list. And I even went through it with Marner and without stats.
No, this is an internal thing.
Yeah. This is physically he's not the same guy because he did well without Marner in the past.
I don't... you can add...
Something's not...
You can add to physically, mentally, emotionally, all of it. It's dropped for him.
And everyone's going, why? We don't have that answer. We just know it's visible in the numbers and
what we see is that he's lost an edge. They all have to play with an edge, and whatever that means to you, it doesn't mean to me or anyone else. But whatever pilot light was lit is pretty dim right now.
Yeah,
he is not hungry. He is not. There's no edge to him at all. Zero. He looks to me like a guy that's just collecting a paycheck right now.
And so what part of this is like, I want to be careful because it could be injury. It could be a number of things. But your
But you
point.
don't get the benefit of the doubt in an injury if you don't come out and say, I'm not healthy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, and do what you want with it. It kind of played last year out. Nobody ever got explanations. Nobody ever got definitive answers to that. You want to float that out again, do it all day long. You're just not going to get the benefit of the doubt like you did last year for it.
Yeah.
You're not.
Well, and that's fine. If you're done with the benefit of the doubt, then I agree with you. He doesn't have an edge. He's not physically engaged. And so here's the thing I want people to separate. He's still an elite player in the league like this.
But he's so talented.
He's going to score 40 goals doing this. He's going to, be
Scored last night.
Yeah, he'll be a point per game guy. He's going to do things that other people can't, win faceoffs, all that. But his bar is here.
But it can't help you win.
Well,
It can't.
It needs help. And that's why when we're we got to give him Nyes and Nylander, it's like, oh, he's the guy who's supposed to drive Domi and Bertuzzi. He's not supposed to need help.
The thing that I think is glaring is when you put those three guys together, what it does to the rest of your lineup, right? Because it's like,
Totally.
I mean, Willie with however many goals in the second line is a different animal than having to have all three of them together and then taking away from the rest of your team.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, if it's going to be like this all year, inconsistency and kind of look good some nights and look bad nights, they're going to be tough to make the playoffs, straight up.
So that's I did include that in the article. Dom Lucian had, for the first time since 2016-17, he has the Leafs projected at less than 50% chance to make the playoffs. 48%, I believe, as of today.
Yeah.
By one model. There's a million models out there. But
And we're not that far off to that American Thanksgiving. It's sneaking up here.
they're going to be they're in tight. This is not a skate to the top of the Atlantic Division. This is how do we figure things out here. They got some holes to plug.
Yeah, but
By the way, they're going to make playoffs.
Can I say?
That's my team.
Can I say though that like part of me likes I wouldn't mind a different route where they're no good in the regular season and
Yeah, they
have
find
to,
it.
They have to scrap and fight at the bottom of the standings to get into the playoffs and they come together as a group later in the season as opposed to cruising.
It's just
why
like,
not try something different?
all right, but
Be a bad regular
just-
season team and a good playoff team for a change. Try that. Why not?
It was the part where you said just coming together, like great.
Maybe they
like,
will.
Maybe they will, but maybe so will 25 other teams right now.
Kipper, I'm searching, buddy.
I know you are.
I watched that game last night and I was like, oh
But
my God.
Sammy, it doesn't have to be that way, and it's not supposed to be that way. It's not. Okay? And nobody expects you to be great over 82 games, but they expect more than what they saw this weekend out of still a very talented team, right?
Yeah. I it just felt, I text Sam, you were in transit at one point about the third period against Carolina, and I said, they're going to get rolled. Like the Leafs just it felt like they were hanging on against Carolina, and Willie missed an opportunity. And right now, to Kip's point, you can just tell that they don't have it.
They don't have the it factor right now. They're not hungry, and they have no edge.
Yeah.
No edge.
But some teams that have that are bad don't have the talent. You're like, they just don't have the horses. They can't do it. I don't look at the Leafs and say that. They have talented players. This team can be good.
Oh, McMahon's talented.
McMahon, they have a lot of guys like that to me where it's like, yeah, we talk about Nick Robertson's kind of having a good year. They got good top end guys. That decor has been successful. They have guys even in the bottom. Yarncrockle can get you.
Waugh was a cup-winning third-line center.
Absolutely. They have guys who can do it. So I don't think they're under-talented. I think the coaching staff has a lot of work ahead of them.
I do too. Yeah.
And they need.
But the coaching
and 34.
They need to come up with more than just trying to browbeat them, on the bench or in the dressing room, whatever Craig does to get that frustration well beyond past the cameras. It's not enough now. He needs to be a little bit more sophisticated and come up with a few more different looks to their system.
Yeah.
But, does he strike you as a guy that's going to change midstream?
That's what coaches are supposed to do. They
I know
make their adjustments.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But does he strike you as a
Well,
type
we
of...
haven't seen it yet, have we?
I don't think he's had his back up against the wall like this. So we'll see.
Okay.
Right. And there's pressure on.
God, they got Boston again tomorrow,
There's
too,
pressure
which I
on Tree
love.
Living too to still find different ways to improve this roster. And we've had this conversation already, and it's not even mid-November, but you know that he's in for a challenge of his life. He's got limited assets right now.
Yeah.
And still the roster doesn't appear to be good enough.
Crazy. David Kampf can't get on this lineup. Or in this lineup.
Yeah, I don't know. How are you gonna?
Yep.
How are you gonna improve? And
Just right now, they need to squeeze more out. And Carlo,
There's way more.
I don't know. He was way better in Boston. Way better.
was he?
Listen, I say what you will about him, but that's not a guy that you trade for your first round today. Listen, he's not even close.
I saw Myrtle on with Bunkus today on their podcast talking about how they had some buyer's remorse on Carlo and they're maybe trying to move him for Paterka during the offseason. So that was coming. I was like, oh,
That's
great.
not going to help.
Jeez.
What if we got a small skilled assist guy?
Well, I mean, yeah,
I know.
Paterka would be like under the microscope even worse here, but I just mean like that's kind of where they're at with him. But I don't know. Like the thing that really worries me from a perspective in terms of Chris Tanev,
We gotta go to break.
We do. We will. Is somebody saying that in your ear? Or,
No.
Okay. We don't have to go to break.
It's late.
Oh, whatever. I mean,
I'm
we
not
just-
the
we just-
producer. I'm just asking.
Listen, we played 10 minutes of highlights from our.
He scored the game winner. He'll tell them when it's time.
Please,
Good point.
I just think that, like, I hope the way they've looked and the nature of Chris Tanev's 2 injuries that he's had back to back, I really hope they don't rush him back.
When are we going to see him?
I'm a little
Soon.
concerned.
Tanev?
Yeah.
Like playing?
Yeah. There's no talk about him feeling better?
I hadn't seen any.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking about the last one.
I just hope.
You're not.
But you know what I mean? Like, those were pretty scary injuries. And I
Yeah.
don't want them to be like, we're desperate for a defenseman. We're going to put him back in there maybe before he's ready. He's at a different point of his career. Worries me a little bit about
They
it.
need to win so they don't feel pressured to make dumb decisions.
Bingo. All right, we should go to break.
Okay, we'll go to break. When we return, we'll get a John Tavares clip on what he thinks maybe is the issue here. Interesting words from the former captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. When we return to Real Kipper and Bourne. Welcome back to the program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee.
Hey, before we move into more Leaf stuff, I wanted to shout out Kevin Tracy from Sportsnet, sales guy here. Does a wonderful job coordinating all this kind of stuff. And
Yes.
I've played in a bunch of these tourneys with him, and he headed up doing this, and he was the captain of the team.
Yeah.
He's the man, and he's a slick hockey player.
More
too.
importantly, that was a nasty saucy through back door.
He can really snap it. And shout out our goalie Jess, who absolutely kept us in.
Okay.
Our advanced stats. That was a very leafy win. We got caved in at points.
And Ailish and Justin, too.
Yeah. Awesome.
More Ailish.
yeah, for sure.
She can play the game.
Oh yeah, she's really good.
She
Yeah.
really
Well, it's almost like
headsy-
she played
headsy
collegiately
player.
and professionally.
No, you saw
Yeah.
you saw some real hockey there from Ailish.
We had some smart hockey players.
That's
It was a
good.
very good team.
Yep. Good team. I just wanted to shout those
Okay,
guys out.
interesting comments from John Tavares. I mean, over the years, we know that he's a safe guy, never really rocked the boat too much, with post-game comments. But, like, if you're hearing a little bit of frustration out of John Tavares, you know that things need to change. Let's have a listen to his comments on the weekend.
Well, they're a good hockey team, and they put a lot of pressure on you. So, at times we did some really good things, earned opportunities, and were able to give ourselves the lead. And then, our game just, for whatever reason, becomes really immature, and we don't manage the game very well.
How do you break that cycle?
We have a lot of very good hockey players. We have a very veteran team, so it's just the decision to do it shift after shift.
A very veteran team that he called immature. Like that's
I do want to just note one little detail. Carolina is a very good team. That was a good team they played. Like if you're looking at measuring sticks.
Without Shane Gostisbehere, Jalen Chatfield, or Jacob Slavin.
But are they 20-2 in the third period good
They are second in the NHL in shots
against
per
a
game.
veteran team?
No.
with Brendan
At
Bussey
home.
and
So,
net with
I
like,
got-
the worst
That guy's not-
generic helmet I've ever seen.
Like
No. I'm just saying they weren't playing dogs. They had a good test, and they didn't live up to it. They failed the challenging test.
What did Hildeby keep the score from becoming?
Hildeby gave up 5 goals, and I think he had over 900 save percentage.
Oh my God. They gave up 85 shots in 2 games.
They could have lost. They could have lost 10-3, 11-3.
I think the Post probably made a dozen saves. They gave up 4 breakaways in the second period.
4 breakaways in the second period. How does that happen? For a team that, it wasn't too long ago, people were saying they're a hard team to play against. You can't get into the dirty areas with them and get a shot through. They blocked everything. That was last year. And now John Tavares, who's maybe got the strongest voice right now in the room, believe it or not, when he gets the seat taken off of him, calls him immature.
I have been cutting John Tavares clips or listening to John Tavares clips or whatever you want to say for 10 years now. As an editor, as a producer, as whatever I am on this show, all these different things. First time something interesting's been said?
Yes.
Like I actually it's pretty remarkable that he talks to media for like 5 minutes a day every year for 10 years and it's never anything interesting.
It's politician-esque. It's amazing that he does it.
No, I got a theory. It's I think there's a cutoff date that you go into this new version of yourself. We've seen it with athletes. And like this is the year that he's in his mid-30s. Well, whatever the case is, but now we're also hearing that he's one of the funniest guys on the team. Who said that?
Lawton.
Scott Lawton called him like he's really funny, and it's like
calling him Chuckles.
But I mean, I'm not getting
what? No,
I'm not getting humor out of it. But so I think he's now when you get into your mid-30s, you kind of see where you are, where you're at.
You become more of who you really are as you get older.
Maybe the guard's down a little bit more. Like Luongo went from being this kind of, bit of a sourpuss to being like one of the best, nicest, funniest guys, Mr. Instagram, at the end of his career.
Yeah.
I don't know if John will ever get there, but
he won't.
Now he's starting to maybe just go, okay, like I signed here. I took less and
I deserve some say in what's going on here.
Did I just sign here so I could pad my stats and get in the Hall of Fame, or do I want to try to win a Stanley Cup still?
Yeah.